Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, thank you for coming tonight. Before we begin anything, I hope you remember on March 18th at the town meeting held in the highway garage, how crowded we are trying to use this space for meetings. Okay? There's a warrant article that will address that, but just remember how crowded we are.
Just one quick,
Yeah.
could I have you fill that center chair?
You think I can fit? Don't answer.
I think so.
Any candidates? Any candidates coming in? Nope. Yes. Crystal, come on in. All right, I'll send you all. Crystal, here. Up front here.
Hyperventilating.
We have EMTs.
So you know that's the hot seat over there.
It is.
Linda,
Judge got out of it.
up front if you like.
I'm not afraid.
Okay,
Come on, Linda. There you go.
okay, we're all looking at Joanne. Okay.
President Pickles?
Say cheese.
Okay?
One of those other come out.
Thank you. All right, tonight is a two-part meeting. Selectmen's meeting starts normally at 6:30. We ask people to come early to meet the candidates. When this is done, as reasonably close to 6:30 as we can, then we'll stop this and open the official Selectmen's meeting. Okay? And I'm not running for office. I've been chosen, asked to moderate tonight. Okay? Here's my plan. All the candidates before you will announce who they are, what position they're running for, and either why you're running or what you see for the needs of the town, how things would improve if you become whatever office you're running. All right? All right, so you can hear me here? After that, I will field questions from the audience. One question per person to start with. If you have 10 questions, you'll have to wait your turn to get the other question. I want everybody to have a chance to at least offer one question to one candidate. The candidates will have an opportunity to answer. I ask that your questions pertain to town government, not personalities. For all 5 of you, if you feel the question is inappropriate or of a personal nature that does not need to be answered in public, just say, I decline to answer, or I choose not to answer that. There is no rebuttal going back and forth. If someone in the audience asks a question and the candidate responds, that's the end of it. There's no second question offered by that same person in rebuttal to whatever the candidate said, okay? This is not a debate, this is a chance to meet and learn about the candidates, okay? After everybody's had a chance to ask a question, if there's someone that wants a second question, they're welcome to ask that, okay? But do remember that this is not going on until 9 or 10 o'clock at night because we still have to have a selectmen's meeting, okay? Questions on what we're doing, understand how this is intended to be civil and not of a personal nature. Your question should pertain to the running of the government, okay? Not personalities. Okay, that being said, no questions about how we're running this. I guess I'll start with Mr. Clary at the end, please.
Hello everyone, my name is John Caleri. I'm at 100 Lakeshore Drive in Middleton. I purchased a home, moved here 6 years ago. I am a member of the fire department. I'm also on the recreation committee, and I'm also on the association of the fire department, and also a trustee of the Sons of Italy in Rochester. My experience to do my job as a selectman is to work together with the fellow selectmen. I would love to be one brick of three to build a solid foundation for this town. My management style is to work together and that's how you get results. I will, with the highest respect, always communicate any town issues with the other two selectmen. Again, my name, very briefly, is John Colery, and to everyone in this room, registered voters, taxpayers of Middleton, I kindly ask for your support in your vote next Tuesday.
Thank you.
My name is Mackenzie Brisson, and I am running for supervisor of the checklist. I've lived here my whole life, and I really enjoy being involved in local government, and I see a need when it comes to elections, and I really want to improve upon anything that you as voters see there's little hiccups in the registration process and anything like that. Again, my name is Mackenzie Person, and I'm running for supervisor of the checklist.
All right, thank you.
My name is Kathleen Blaney. I'm running for tax collector. Deb's retiring. I've been in Middleton for 10 years. I live on Partridge Drive. I've been working with Deb for almost a year, since June. I'm already certified. Deb's taught me a lot with tax meeting. I work with the DMV registration. I plan on going to more classes to get more involved on how to do that process. I have 3 kids in the school system, so that's about it. I'm sorry I got nervous. I lost everything.
The seats up front.
I'm all set, thanks.
All right.
Mike Schwartz, current selectman, running for re-election. Been in town since 2002. Live on Tufts Road.
Front.
Well, that's pretty much about it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm Crystal Bollier. I'm running for the school board. I have been in this town for about 8 years. We come from Plastow, so it was a whole different world up here. We love it. But we did have our house up for sale when the kids were in Farmington, and when we voted the school through, we immediately took that down. My son did kindergarten last year at Farmington. We did kindergarten again this year, and it's been a huge difference. So I just want to make sure that that keeps on going. I've got a great set of ears. I want to hear pain points, concerns, questions of parents, staff, citizens, and a little bit about me. I'm 33, married, 2 kids. I have an MBA, and I also sit on the board of directors for the Portsmouth Chamber of Commerce.
Good, thank you. Again, ask you to introduce yourself, explain the position that you're running for, and either why you're running or what you see for the future of the town as it pertains to your job. Please.
Well, I'm Ken Gary. I'm running for the 3-year term for school board. I've been in town, I think, 1995, somewhere around there. Been on the board now for 9 years, going for a 4th term.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody that's standing, do you want to sit? We've got 2 seats up front. You guys, people have just come in. I'm going to go through the rules again so we all know them. Now that all the candidates have introduced themselves, I'm going to take questions from the audience, one at a time. You may address them to whatever candidate you like. The candidate will answer the question unless they feel it's an inappropriate question, then they'll respectfully say, I choose not to answer, or I'm not going to answer. In any event, there's no rebuttal. This is not a debate going back and forth. Chance to ask a question, candidates have a chance to answer. If you have 5 questions, you'll have to wait your turn, because after your 1 question, somebody else gets their first question. And round we go, but we're stopping way before midnight because we have a selectmen's meeting to go through besides. All right, here we go. I'll do the front row. Let's see first. Questions, Linda?
Yep.
Joan? Joanne?
A question for Mackenzie. You're a recent graduate from school. Can you tell us a little bit about your educational experiences in school? What kind of courses that you feel have prepared you for this position or for public service?
Yep. I homeschooled K through 12. I feel that's given me a very unique perspective on my education, and I took a lot of government classes. I attended a program called Teen Pact in New Hampshire that's in Concord for a week, and you learn about your state and local government hands-on, and you meet all the representatives, and you learn the process. And I did that. I did that for 3 years, and then I attended a couple alumni events, and I'm actually going to one in August. So I really I have a strong love for government, and I feel that my classes, my civics classes, have prepared me well for this position.
Thank you. Going along that back row, Joe, Tammy, Andrea, anybody questions? Okay. Any three people belong here, these three this evening, Chief? Officer. Okay. Next row, yes, sir.
I have a question for the two candidates for selectmen. I'd like to see the town get involved in recycling again. I think it's a shame that we didn't even give it a year around here to see it through. So, just like to know your thoughts on recycling, for or against, and would you work to get some recycling going again?
I would be,
Yeah, you can go first, then if it comes up again, you're gonna go first. Okay.
I am 100% supportive in the recycling program. I don't know, back then I wasn't in town. I think it needs to be marketed. We need to work with Waste Management, who is our provider. Whether it's leaflets, whether it's a marketing program for 6 months, they need to give us the tools in order to make it successful with either trash bins and recycling bins. We just can't give the townspeople, here it is, next week it stops. 6 month marketing plan, market, advertise, and who knows, our trash will probably go down. I know the weight is different on the trash versus recycling because it's in cans versus paper. However, I'm a true believer on recycling. I continue to do it at my house today, and we don't have a program. So I don't want to say 6 months it will be implemented, but I will absolutely take the lead on trying to get something for the town.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm in favor of recycling, but the contract we had was way, way more than anyone else pays. It was an absolutely unfair contract to the town, and we were paying much more than anywhere else.
Okay. So, what do we do about that?
Well, only one question.
Okay, sorry.
Anything else to add? Okay. Anybody else in that row? Janet?
You run, for the selectmen, you're running for this office. There are seminars in Concord that are held regularly. Do either of you plan on attending them? And the second part of that is, I'd like to see selectmen working together, not one taking on their own deal. Are you in favor of that?
Mike first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely what?
As far as taking seminars, I have taken seminars.
Janet, no?
Well, it was a two-part question, that's why I wanted to know which part he was answering.
Any and all classes, training, I will make myself available. It's important for the town for me to go.
Thank you. No? All right, next row? Chief? Anybody else in the next row? Anybody? Yep, yes.
For John, so if you become the next selectman, so how does that affect your current position on the fire department?
I believe it will not be affected. I will not vote on budgetary items as people think that it will be a problem. I know there's RSA laws in place that people can hold dual positions. I am not holding any money. I will not be a trustee. I am not going to be a clerk. I am a firefighter. I am not a chief. I am not any officer, captain, nor lieutenant. I know there's been scufflings around town about me holding this position. I am a level 1 firefighter. I do not hold office.
All right, thank you. Point of interest, if anybody else is wondering about it, it's RSA 669:7 refers to that. Okay? Other people in that row? Anybody? Next row? Anybody? Anybody all in that row? All right, I'm back to the last row. Any questions?
No.
Yes.
Janet Hotchkiss, I have a question. So this is to both of you. When you're working with a group of people, a small group of 3 selectmen, or a group of recreation, or highway department, or whatever, how do you handle conflict resolution when it comes up, and how do you propose working with the town to resolve conflicts for a win-win situation?
John, you're first on this one.
To answer, behind closed doors, have the department heads manage their own departments. I know there will be times where I disagree, and we can agree to disagree, but we all 3 need to talk and come up with something that's best for the town. Hold department heads accountable. We have 4 departments that run perfectly: the highway department, the clerk's office, the fire department, and the police station. I know those have been questioned for the past year, but hold them accountable, and if things need to be addressed, that's why there's department head meetings. And let them manage their own departments.
All right, thank you. Mike?
I think it's just communication. I have pretty open communication with all the departments. And basically I'm in charge of police and highway. And open communication.
All right, thank you. Anybody else along the back row? Anybody on the
I'm on the
seat?
stairs.
Right there, sure, go right ahead.
You've been a selectman here for a few years.
Yeah.
What have you done for the town in those years?
Cell phone contract.
Do we have cell phones?
Now, please no bartering back and forth, just
I'm
ask the
not
question,
bartering.
let them answer.
We do have a signed contract. We're waiting for providers to enter into the agreements with the company.
Okay. That's all?
Up a trash contract. Cemetery. Different highway purchases, major highway purchases, researching those.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else next to you? Marcia's back there somewhere.
No, I'm all set.
Again, you folks that are standing, there's 3 seats up front. Any of you that are standing, do you have questions? Nobody? All right, we're ready for the second round. Anybody have a second question they want to ask? We still have 7 or 8 minutes left, plenty of time. Yes?
I'd like to ask the 2 candidates for selection, where do you stand on airing grievances as a selectman on social media?
I think it's your turn first, right? Mike?
Airing grievances?
Yes.
Could you elaborate on that?
Like the posts that are currently all over Facebook right now, including your own?
Mine just states what I'm running for.
Okay. That's it. John?
Personally, I feel social media should not be a tool to air grievances between town departments, town department heads, and within the town. Social media is show pictures of your family, what you're doing, and that's what social media is all about. It's not professional media, it's social. I will never take to the airways of social media. I know it is not unlawful to post whatever you want. That is your right. But the lack of respect that people have towards me, should I air out on social media, I just don't want that backlash. So you have my word as a selectman. Hopefully in the future, I won't take to the airways of social media to air my grievances. with any department or any person.
Another question, I guess with Joanne.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Kathleen, you mentioned a certification.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on what that is exactly?
Sure, so if you're gonna be a DMV clerk, doing registrations, titles, or anything for the state, I have to go to Concord and get certified through them. So, meaning titles, renewing, making sure I know what fees are what for what, you know, what they need to do for title. It's an elaborate process. It's about a week long, but like I said, it was pretty easy. I have a bookkeeping background, so numbers are my thing, so.
Thank you. Janet?
Crystal, school board. What do you think you can bring to the school board that isn't already there?
I think that I can bring logical decision and leadership skills, open-minded. I think that I can help make sure that, that, again, decisions are made logical, not on an emotional basis, or kind of like a past. Again, this is new to me, so I'd kind of be fresh to it. And I think that alone, it can do a lot. But I've definitely got great leadership skills and teamwork skills, and I think that's my strongest.
Okay, I got one more and then perhaps get back to you. Someone in the next row had a question? No? Okay.
Kathleen,
Andrew?
would you be receptive to changing your hours possibly? To be
Definitely.
more like for the working folk?
Yes, actually, me and Laura were discussing some hours that I was thinking about, and we're gonna put it on Facebook and the town website to get a vote, to see, if that would work for townspeople. I'm always open eared if anybody has suggestions of hours, so.
Thank you. Janet?
Just one more question for Crystal. Do you attend any of the school board meetings?
I have been to two. I was more involved in the school building committee way back when. So no, this is definitely brand new. And to be honest, I know, I read the meeting minutes online and every month, sometimes more than once, but that's really, in a few meetings is really where,
All right, more questions? Joe?
Kathleen? Anything happened recently that, positive for the
Yep.
DMV?
We just got a credit card machine. Yay. Thanks to Deb and her research. It's online. We're actually currently accepting credit cards. It's a 3% transaction fee that we do not charge, it's the credit card company that charges it. But yeah, we're online. It's very easy to do too. I was impressed.
More? All right, then I have a two-part closure. First, I think we'll start with you. Just again announce your name and the position you're running for so everybody knows who you are. Then I have another separate question.
Crystal Blair, and this will be my first term,
Mike Schwartz, Selectman.
Kathleen Rainey, tax collector.
Mackenzie Burson, supervisor of the checklist.
John Caleri, Board of Selectmen.
Ken Gary, School Board.
Okay. My second half of the question, I guess I'm going to direct it towards you, Ken. I already know the answer, but I'd like to make sure these people do. You've got 30 residents. Would you explain again the difference between the proposed school budget versus the default budget, and why it's important to vote for one versus the other?
So, I think that's gonna be Article 1, Article 2, I should say, which is gonna be the operating budget. The operating budget is what is, by definition, proposed by the SAU, our school administrators, and reviewed by the school board through the finance committee, then brought to the school board, and we basically approve that budget internally for our own proposal. At the same time, the budget committee also gets the school district budget, and they review it and they provide comment as well. And that operating budget is based upon, it has to be current expenditures and anticipated expenditures for the school year. Conversely, the default budget is there because we are an SB2 school district. And SB2, which is short-term for Senate Bill number 2, has a provision that in the event that the budget fails by a ballot, which you will be voting on soon, and it's a blind ballot for that article, that it will go to the default budget if the operating budget does not pass. The default budget by law is constructed based upon the prior year's obligations, be it contractual, actual expenditures, things that are required by law. We kicked off our first school year, which is right now ongoing. So our default budget is based upon the current school year. This is our peak expense year. So as such, our default budget right now is higher than the proposed operating budget. We had a lot of upstart costs. So if you vote for the operating budget, there's an anticipated reduction in the school tax rate of $4.22. If you vote no on the operating budget, the default budget kicks in, and you'll probably see a reduction of about somewhere around the area of $2 per 1,000. So the key point is that even if the default budget ends up going into play and it passes, which the board and the budget committee and many others hope it does not, it's not as though the school board is going to say, go spend the money. But by law, the selectmen, through the tax assessors, will need to collect that money, which means you are going to pay still a high tax rate where it could have been lower.
All right, everybody understand? Okay. All right, well, folks, it's just right, 6:30. You're welcome to stay for a no boring selectmen's meeting, which we have 3 times a month, or you're welcome to go have supper. Okay? All right. Thank you very much for coming. Joe?
Chief introduce his officers?
Oh, sure, that would be very appropriate. Okay, please.
Most of you guys I know, obviously I'm Bill Blodge, the new chief, but this is Officer Thorpe. She came to us from Franklin. She's got a lot of experience as a detective up there. So if she can handle Franklin, she could do this in her sleep. Same with Officer Doty. He's from Farmington. He's going to come work for us part-time, but same deal. If you can handle Farmington, he's not going to have any problem here in Middleton. And where he's close by, he already knows the town pretty well. So both excellent additions to the police department, and we're actually going to get Mr. Doty sworn in tonight, hopefully first thing so we can get out of here.
All right.
Is that cool?
Thank you. Janet.
I just wanted to ask my question that Kathleen said she's running for tax collector, but aren't you also running for town clerk? You didn't say that.
That's both positions.
Yeah,
You just-
sorry.
Right.
Oh, no. I know, but he said, hey, look at it all. You have to do it all.
That'll be good.
A little bit of fun.
Actually, in the larger towns, they do have 2 separate positions, but Middleton, we're lucky to have them do both. Okay, a short recess while we rearrange ourselves, and thank you for coming. When do you vote? Week from? Tomorrow. 9 o'clock.
I have to hear it.
Jamie.